Welcome back to New Rockstars. I'm Erik Voss, and Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness has revealed major clues and promo footage in high-quality versions of the official poster. The lurking demon Chthon, the original author of the Darkhold, the artifact that now seems to be the key to Wanda Maximoff's role in this film, and this film's final battle on what we think is Woundagore Mountain. All of these details that we thought were just forgotten loose ends from WandaVision, but now upon rewatch are critical to the biggest crossover event in MCU history. So I'm gonna connect all these dots, well, actually reconnect them, because turns out I was right to be so goddamn obsessed with that animal head in Agatha's basement. So the official poster for this film, filled with hidden sightings of possible cameos. One additional sighting that we overlooked until a high-res version of this poster came out recently, a broken piece of glass right in the middle, is this fanged monster with a mouth and eyes and flesh matching the appearance of Chthon from the Marvel Comics. Chthon! And don't at me if you pronounce it Chthon or Jonathan or Chthon Jacobs Euphoria Psycho. This is a fictional name written on the pages of comics based on Lovecraftian demonic names with way too few vowels whose real pronunciations would actually cause your brain to explode if you heard them. So let's just stick with Chthon. Thanks. Chthon is known as the original author of the Darkhold and the demon who originally cursed Wanda Maximoff with her witchcraft powers when she was born. And the fact that he shows up on this poster is no coincidence considering all the new clues that we are uncovering from trailer footage pointing to the Darkhold, Wanda's MCU origin, and the witchcraft elements from WandaVision. The TV spot and online trailers show different moments of Wanda and America Chavez in this mysterious temple. The back wall resembles the page in the Darkhold that depicted the Scarlet Witch, a top circle with outward pointed triangles in a sunburst pattern, wavy lines laid over that circle from the Scarlet Witch's hair, and below other circles inlaid with sharp geometric angles. America leaps off an altar engraved with a horned animal head, like the animal head on the wall of Agatha's dungeon. Looks like a ram. You may remember how I interpreted it as the satanic symbol of Baphomet, but this curved horned animal is important because it also shows up on the cover of the Darkhold. Two animal heads, long horns curved around, as above, so below. Chthon is often depicted with huge curved horns protruding from his head just like this. Therefore, this location is 100% connected to the Darkhold, likely the place it was written, which in Marvel lore is a chamber on Woundagore Mountain. Other shots in the online trailer and the TV spot show this blizzardy mountainous location with a shadowy structure on a nearby peak. I think that is the exterior of this temple, the chamber known as the Darkhold, which gave the spellbook its name. In the comics, Woundagore Mountain was where in ancient times, Chthon, who was the eldest dark sorcerer on Earth, inscribed all of his arcane knowledge on scrolls made from indestructible parchment, and then he left to another realm known as the Flickering Realms, or Calais. Then, over the centuries, any human who came across the parchment gave up their souls for its power and eventually bound it together into a single volume book, calling it the Darkhold. Meanwhile, Chthon, now a demonic spiritual presence, remained dormant in Woundagore Mountain. They dated the modern era, in which the high evolutionary Herbert Wyndham, a geneticist villain highly expected to appear in Guardians Volume 3, maybe Chukuri Iwuji's character, used Woundagore Mountain as the home for his lab where he bred human-animal hybrids called the New Men, and it was here where a woman named Magda gave birth to twins Wanda and Pietro Maximoff, and the spirit of Chthon imbued his chaos magic into the infant Wanda. So while Wanda Maximoff has always been considered a Marvel mutant, this curse from Chthon has always been considered the origin of her sorcery. Now, the reason these videos are so detailed, folks, is that I really just spend all my time consuming content, but the problem is a lot of these streaming platforms don't always have access to 100% of the content that I know that they have, which is why I always boot up my streaming platforms with ExpressVPN, because using Netflix without ExpressVPN is like going to a restaurant and only being allowed to eat food on the left side of your plate. That's a lot of good food on that right side that you're missing out on. Netflix has thousands of shows and films that you can't access based on your location. Without ExpressVPN, you are missing out. So thanks to ExpressVPN for sponsoring this video. ExpressVPN lets you change your online location so that you can access all the shows you want, get access to all that blocked content, open yourself up to whole new libraries of content without having to pay for a new streaming service. Just this week, I used it to watch the Studio Ghibli films. I just switched my location to the UK, refreshed the page, and I could watch Studio Ghibli films for free. Our European friends can do the reverse and enjoy all of our US only content. I just like how easy ExpressVPN is to use, no confusion, no wasted time, and the whole thing runs fast. You just fire fire up the app and connect with just one click. It is the top-rated VPN provider, rated #1 by TechRadar. So find out how you can get 3 months of ExpressVPN for free by visiting expressvpn.com/newrockstars or clicking the link in the description below. Now, the WandaVision series hinted at this backstory several times. In the episode 8 flashback, Wanda stopped the Stark warhead from exploding using low-level magic that she already had years before her Infinity Stone exposure.
Did you stop that bomb?
What?
Used a probability hex.
And when Agatha read the Scarlet Witch prophecy from the Darkhold, it explicitly mentioned that the Scarlet Witch was not born naturally, but an intentional post-birth curse.
The Scarlet Witch is not born, she is forged.
She has no coven, no need for incantation. Your power exceeds that of the Sorcerer Supreme. It's your destiny to destroy the world.
And the episode 2 opening credits included the weird Easter egg of Bova milk. Bova is the name of the human-cow hybrid on Woundagore Mountain who helped nurse Wanda and Pietro as infants. So all of this is not just random stuff from the comics, folks. These are major details from Wanda's origin that both WandaVision and Multiverse of Madness are adapting into the live-action MCU to explain Wanda's present condition and the threats she and Doctor Strange now face in this film. It looks like Chthon is going to be revealed as the original source of Wanda's chaos magic, but in the MCU, her powers have expanded far beyond what Chthon likely intended, because in addition to her mutant status, in the MCU continuity, she became a test subject for Hydra for Infinity Stone experimentation. Her exposure to the Mind Stone was the moment her sorcery amplified, so that only then she witnessed a vision of her Scarlet Witch future. So it was really Chthon's curse plus her mutant gene plus cosmic radiation from an Infinity Stone that resulted in her becoming a Nexus being, one that can use the Darkhold to do what other dark sorcerers who bore it in the past could not, to split herself into at least 2 equally conscious projected Schrödinger selves and navigate alternate universes within the multiverse. That perfect storm of influences is what makes Wanda unique, why the Illuminati fears her so much, and why Chthon has now returned to reclaim his host. Perhaps even the voices of her children that Wanda thought she heard was actually the voice of Chthon making his first move. And now here in the second Doctor Strange film, as the actions of Stephen Strange cause reality to melt into dark matter, feeding on that madness might be Chthon from the Flickering Realms, and now his well-fed minions are spilling out of that dimensional dam. So back in WandaVision, yeah, it was Agatha all along in Westview, but based on her worship of that ram head, she was likely one of those many sorcerers over the ages who gave up her soul for the Darkhold's power. That is what her fingers fading to black is all about. It's a connection to Chthon and the dark beings from his realm. And now that connection is carried by Wanda. We can already see in trailer footage how those stains start at just her fingertips, but then work their way down her body. Chthon is back in control of his host, and Multiverse of Madness will show us how that curse will have a lasting impact on the multiverse and on Wanda's fellow mutants. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter at EA Voss. Follow New Rockstars, subscribe to New Rockstars for more analysis of everything you love. Thanks for watching. Bye.